How about 7 o'clock shows? Oh my God. It's the best thing ever. My name is John Baumann. It's great to be back at the Mucky Duck. It's been a long time. Thanks. If you're wondering where I got this beautiful shirt, the answer is yes, I got it at Old Navy. I was born in Amarillo and Reagan wore the crown to a couple Houston lawyers who had just come to town. Mama got a job with Campbell and Gray, while Daddy was running for the county DA. He went around town in a blue lapel pin, but everybody knows a Democrat can't win in a Bible Belt. Sundays we would all go to church, sing us some hymns and go to Luby's afterwards. Talk about a sermon, talk about the sky, or Alou and platter, the pecan pie. It was like church and Luby's could save us from our sins, or maybe we were just trying to fit into the Bible Belt. It's a real fine place to see the Lord staring down at you from a big billboard. 100,000 churches from east to west where you can tune in on Sunday. You televangelists, some call it heaven, I call it hell. Living in a West Texas Bible Belt. When the time came, I went off to Texas Tech, but I made bad grades right in fraternity checks. So transferred out of South Plains in Level Land. I started making A's, so I started up a band. Nobody ever would come to my shows. I guess they don't like good old rock and roll in the Bible Belt. It's a real fine place to see the Lord staring down at you from a big billboard. 100,000 churches from east to west where you can tune in on Sunday. You televangelists, well, some call it heaven, I call it hell. Living in West Texas Bible Belt. So I'm sitting right here in the liquor store line. I had to leave at 11 just to make it in time. I don't understand how the county's not well. To help with the drought, help with the debt, but up here change. Time moves slow, it's just one more thing that can't be told. In the Bible Belt, in the Bible Belt, in the Bible Belt. Thank you. I graduated from college in 2010, and my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, she got me my first job in 2011, and that was at a call center. And it was not the best job ever, and I didn't last very long in that job because I was always busy writing songs in my work email, in the drafts. I was always writing songs in the drafts, and I was going out to my car on my lunch break and writing songs, and that last song I just played was the very first song I ever wrote, and I worked in far north Austin up at Wells Branch, and I'd commute to our 600 square foot apartment down at Barton Skyway, and we'd always have terrible traffic, and I had a little 3/4 Yamaha guitar, and I'd be doing the thing with the steering wheel between my legs and writing songs while I was driving in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Very dangerous, but I like to live dangerously. So anyhow, yeah, working at a call center was not great. We had work ID badge photo day, and I hated my job so much that I decided one day I'd wear a pink shirt. For work ID badge photo day, I wore a pink shirt, and I buttoned it to the top, and I parted my hair to the wrong side, and I made a little mustache, and I just looked like an absolute serial killer. And after getting let go from my job for writing songs all the time instead of helping people with their Samsung telephone problems or whatever, I decided to make a 5-song EP, and it had Bible Belt and Midland and a bunch of other songs on it. And I figured I'll use that work ID badge photo as an album cover. And here we are 13 years later, and that stupid picture follows me around all the time. And I really would like to have done that over again. But anyways. I made that record with Rich Brotherton, and Rich was in Robert Earl Keen's band for a long time, and love Rich so much. I think he's fallen on some hard times in the health department, but I'm so grateful. I remember being 24 years old and just so scared working with Robert Earl Keen's band, and but we made these 5 songs, and it was just a bit of a game changer for me. I put all these songs on a 5-song record, and I sent it to radio stations all over Texas, and lo and behold, they were playing it. And then my ego got really big, and I thought, it's all happening for JB now. And then I realized, like, you don't get paid if your song gets played on the radio. You maybe pennies on the dollar. And then I had to get another job, and I drove a flower truck, and not like for baking, but like floral arrangements, and that's a whole nother story. Anyways. I used to play this song last, but I'm flipping things around tonight. You come from West Texas in a Mercedes-Benz with your Louis Vuitton and your debutante friends. Your stepmom came with you. What you unpack, she will go home in the Gulf Stream when it is time to go back out to Midland. Midland. Well, your daddy, he's been working since the day he turned 18. Working for his father, turning crude to gasoline. In the great 1980s when the boom came to town. And all them big old buildings, they just shot out of the ground. Out of Midland. Well, you are down 2-3 houses for the great sisterhood. How about them tri-deltas? We all knew you would. You are all set to major in fashion and merchandise, but you will drop it in the spring for a boy from Alamo Heights. Of course he will be handsome and he will have a good last name. Y'all can sit in Jerry's box at the Cowboys football game. Take him home for Christmas, take him out to see the wrecks, where the roughnecks run the auger and they dance their black gold jigs out in Midland. Midland. Some years down the road, with your scripture hearse, you'll baptize that newborn baby at the Presbyterian church. He will be too young to know what is underneath that soil. You didn't either, so anoint his head with oil out in Midland. This is a song about going to school at TCU. I love going to TCU, but a lot of the times I felt like a fish out of water. I'll never forget my first day of school, seeing Ross Perot's grandson get dropped off in a helicopter at the 50-yard line. And I was thinking, where the hell am I? And a lot of my buddies, you know, they had daddy's credit card, mama's Mercedes-Benz hand-me-down, and I worked as a furniture mover for On-Time Moving and Delivery. That was a pretty humbling experience because I was the only guy who wasn't a member of a halfway house. And there was this one girl I was very fond of, and she didn't reciprocate the feeling, and I had to write this song about her. So, thank you. I have a tendency to overshare, so you guys get to learn a lot about me tonight. This is a historical moment for me. This is my second hernia show, and I'm doing great so far. I got a hernia at the gym like a macho man a couple weeks ago, and played my first show on Sunday with my hernia, and here we go, number 2 tonight. It's going great. Me and my band, we travel around in a 40 350 Econoline van. We love it. We've got crank windows. It's awesome. I park it at a Methodist church in my neighborhood. We got asked to play a frat party a few years ago. I love playing frat parties because you get to hang out with 21-year-olds and act like a rock star, drinking Kentucky Deluxe, whiskey-flavored vodka, Keystone Light. It's a treat. So we were all meeting up at the Methodist church in my neighborhood to go up to Oklahoma to play this frat party, and we get to the church, and the van is nowhere to be seen, and I am panicking. And I came to find out about 6 weeks later that the van, well, I knew at that moment the van had been stolen, but I found out about 6 weeks later that the van had been stolen by some Methodist heads, if you know what I mean. All right, I thought y'all would think that was funnier, but I thought that was pretty good. Insurance company says, John, would you like us to replace your 40 350 Econoline? I said, no, I'd like a golden El Camino. And they said, sorry, boss, that's not happening, but a boy can dream. So here we go. I got a cross, 20 pickup and a Chevrolet coupe, flatbed in the back and a chrome hood scoop, 5-liter V8 power glide automatic. No matter where I go, there's never radio static. In my gold El Camino, laying on a horn outside. In my gold El Camino, baby, let's take a ride. backseat driver. Bought it up in Houston, paid for in cash. Came with a bobblehead of Jesus on the dash. In my gold El Camino, can you feel that power glide? In my gold El Camino, baby, let's take a ride. I got a Navajo beat seat cover on a bench. Underneath I got a crowbar and a metal torque wrench. Initials on the VIN inside of the door. 0 to 60 in 9.4. My gold El Camino, can you feel that power glide? In my gold El Camino, baby, let's take a ride. Well, let's take a ride. Vinyl inside, muscle all around, 54 inches from the top to the ground. In a red Corvette, in a pink Cadillac. Stop when you say less, hop in the back with a gold El Camino. Drive it on down the road in my gold El Camino. Anywhere you wanna go in my gold El Camino. She's just pulling off into the dark in my gold El Camino. Baby, won't you put it in? Baby, won't you put it in park? Thank you. This is a song about hunting and fishing. A song called The South Texas Tradition. The song doesn't travel very well out of state, but that's most of my catalog too. I cut out of work early. I'm gonna catch up next week. I gotta get back to what I do best. I'm headed down 59. I am making good time. I got ice in the igloo. I got shells in my vest. I got a Jerry Jeff bootleg 1988. I'm gonna open a cold one when I pull through the gate. I got 44 hours. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'll make the most of the road, shooting birds, breaking bread. Down here on a mission, South Texas tradition. Big Bill and Tito, they come up from Carrizo after 10 days on Permian shale. They ain't seen a woman since Jags and Odessa, but tonight all they want is an 8-point whitetail. Yeah, the night sky is brighter than a big Houston jeweler. Brisket on a smoker, mezcal in the cooler. Hop in the truck, boys, for one simple reason. The damn feral hogs, they are always in season. You kill one, the price of admission. South Texas tradition. I was at Steamboat at the Music Fest a few years ago, and I don't want to name drop here, but in my position, I have to name drop because I have to give myself some credibility. I was hanging out with in a condo with Bruce Robinson and Lori McKenna and Jamie Lynn Wilson, and I don't want to offend the ladies here tonight because I really don't feel like this. I just needed to rhyme something with the word noise. But anyways, I played this song, and I played this verse, and Jamie Lynn Wilson just looks at me in front of this whole room full of people, and she goes, Baumann, we're right here, Baumann. And I remember being kind of humiliated and kind of embarrassed, so that's the end of the story. Tom brought his fiance, she was starting to fade, and she yelled, turn down that noise. I said, Tom, you know better, you better put her to bed. Man, some things are better left for the boys. No, I don't keep this gun for my self-defense. It's just a buck I've been watching since the season began. I got the ammo and the camo, I got the triggers to pull. There's no better feeling than when the freezer is full. Come Monday, you know I'll be missing South Texas tradition. My wife knows me best, she just sends a text, says see you on Sunday, my love. Well, she knows I'll be here, drinking Mexican beer, eating bacon wrap poppers, and bringing down dove. It's a long way from concrete, traffic commute. Sometimes a man just needs something to shoot, blow off some steam, get out on the land, watch the sun rise from the deer stand, all just to regain his vision. South Texas tradition. Thank you, guys. I love coming to this part of the world. I love going to Galveston. Back in 2013, I wrote this next song I'm going to play, and I worked so hard on it. I rarely work very hard on songs, but this one I worked hard on, and I rewrote it and rewrote it and rewrote it, and I put it on a record, and nothing happened. And maybe a year and a half went by, and I got a phone call from someone in Nashville, and they said, this major label country singer wants to record this song. And I said, well, hell yeah, let's do it. And then I told everybody and their brother I'm getting my first major label cut, so I'll see you guys later. It's my time now. And then this major label country singer changed his mind, and I've never been so upset with Kenny Chesney in my entire life. And then I kind of licked my wounds, and I made a record that is called Proving Grounds, and it's kind of a statement record for me. And it's kind of beside the point, but a couple more years went by, and I got another phone call, and they said, well, Chesney's interested this time in this song, and it's going to happen this time. And I was like, fool me once, shame on. Anyhow, lo and behold, it was July 2018. My song had made it on a Kenny Chesney record, and I was just so pleased. It had been like a 4 or 5 year journey to that point. And I wrote the song all by myself, like a big boy, and and it was great. And to celebrate, my wife and I, we went to a place called Total Wine, and we threw the credit card down, and we went back to the house. And my wife, she goes to workout class every morning, and she has a full-time job, and she provides our family with health insurance. So she didn't stay up all night listening to the same song over and over and over again, but I did, and it was just so cool and so surreal to hear Chesney sing one of my songs. I was so grateful for it. And, a lot of times people will come up to me and say, John, I really love your version of that song so much more. And then sometimes people will say, John, I got to be honest, I'm partial to Kenny's version. And I have a canned response. I say, I don't care, because the money all goes to the same place, and that's to me. Which is ultimately to the daycare where all 3 of my kids go to school, but my son just started kindergarten, so We're keeping a little bit of the Chesney residual royalty money. I call it the lyrical miracle. That's not the name of the song, but on a serious note, sometimes I'll be lying awake in bed at night and I'll just think to myself, damn, this is the best Kenny Chesney song I've ever written in my entire life. This is called The Gulf Moon. It's about hanging out in Galveston, Texas, and being grateful for where you are and who you're with and what you have. A corner dive down on a square where the windows hang with a neon flare. Regular shoot horse and pool while the barmaid wishes a place were half full. She works a jar with a discount flirt in her faded Houston Oilers shirt. One old crow sings down on a stage, thumbing the chords on a crankle page. He plays the Zevon tunes neath the Gulf Moon. You take a walk down along the wall, you go right on past the carnival, hand in hand with the keeper kind, the kind that ties to the ties that bind. You don't care for the carny man or the fortune teller who reads your hand, you just beeline for a bungalow where the curtains all flutter and the candles glow in the heart of June. Neath the Gulf Moon. And here I'm on a midnight porch, looking up at a butane torch that hangs behind a black expanse where the stars flicker, planets dance. It's probably time to pack it in. I got a glass half full of Jameson. Well, I was born to cruise, I might as well neath the Gulf Moon. For the last 12 years or so, I've been carrying around a t-shirt that has my name on it with a Houston Oilers logo, and I have not gotten my cease and desist letter yet from Bud Adams, who I guess owns the copyright to that logo. And I'm super grateful because that's one of my most popular selling t-shirts. And it's also a little disappointing because, like, if I'd really been making some headway over the last 12 or 15 years, I certainly would have gotten the cease and desist letter by now, you know? People are like, are you from Houston? And I'm like, no, I'm not. But in the first verse of the song, I reference a bartender wearing a faded Houston Oilers shirt. So that gives me some kind of license to do that, right? So there you go. Come on, bud, send me the letter. Down by the jetty near the Balinese Pier, the curmudgeons all drink their yellow belly beer. They bitch about the price of gas and the fish that they can't seem to catch. They blame it on the islands way down south, from the Bayou Marsh in the Delta mouth, where the choppers roll. Tankers coming to midnight days for the oil drum they cannot leave too soon. Neath the Gulf Moon. All right, thanks. Yeah, I've written a lot of Texas songs, and I'm not sure if that's good for business or what, but I love playing in Texas. I have a wife and 3 kids at home, and I really try to protect my Saturdays as much as I can, and so I'm grateful to work on like a night like tonight, Thursday night. Thank you so much for coming. It's also, like I said, 7 o'clock is an amazing thing. Yeah, so this song is about being a proud Texan, and Let me back up and just let you guys in on some personal history. When I was in middle school, I was asked to be the starting quarterback of my 8th grade football team. And I don't know if anybody here has experience being the starting quarterback of your 8th grade football team, but that is some high cotton. And some of the best weeks of my life. And I had a leather jacket with a QB on the side, and things were just going great. And then I went to high school, and I really didn't evolve physically or mentally, and I was like a 4th-string receiver on the freshman team. And, if I'd played football all the way through, I probably would have stayed on the freshman team all the way through high school. But I played – my high school football career lasted for about 45 minutes because we do this thing called the Oklahoma drill, and I was blocking in this Oklahoma drill, and this guy who was running with the ball fell on my leg, and my leg bent the wrong way, and I tore a bunch of ligaments in my knee, and that was the end of football. And anyhow, I couldn't do anything. I was on crutches for like 4 months, and I was so bored, so I hobbled over to my sister's room. She had a junk guitar, and I took it back to my room and taught myself like 4 chords, and here we are 20 years later playing 4-chord songs, Evolution. And so that's how I kind of started in music. So the first verse talks about that, and I want to back up real quick and just say, like, the very first lines of this song are 8 months offshore on a platform rig, like a guy who works on an offshore rig. Thank you. And I wish the only thing is, like, nobody goes for 8 months. They go for like a week or 10 days and then come back is what I understand. And I really wish I'm an impulsive person. Like, I wrote the song and I put it on, and I recorded it and I put it on a record, and then I did the research that nobody goes for 8 months. So it's just a reminder to myself to be less impulsive. So this song called Texas Dead. 8 months offshore on a platform rig, seasick and homesick and sick of the gig. Hop in the chopper, it has come to take me back to the mainland. I'll go straight to the lake, won't starve in the cooler. Answer the riddle, go grab a guitar and pick up a fiddle. Play all night till you just can't sing. All the Charlie and Bruce, the Lyle and Keene. I'm Texas born, Texas bred. When I die, I will be Texas dead. Lay me down in that ground, put my name on a stone. To hell with heaven, I'm staying home. There's a Presbyterian minister in McKinney, Texas. He's a big fan of mine, a super lovely guy. He asked me to play his 70th birthday party back in January, and I did. And everybody that was there was part of his congregation. And when I sang the verse about to hell with heaven, I'm staying home, the entire congregation just went, ooh. I'll never forget that. 2 days in the summer, they tested my will. Tore up my knee, Oklahoma drill. For the love of the game, for the love of the lights. We were all living for Friday nights. Ben went off to Bama, Van's a volunteer. Chances up in Kansas, man, I stayed right here. I'm Texas born, Texas bred. When I die, I will be Texas dead. Lay me down in that ground, put my name on a stone. To hell with heaven, I'm staying home. Great granddad's Great Depression didn't last that long. When the cane dried up and the cotton was gone, he dug down below ground, he broke the bedrock apart. Said sometimes you gotta look down deep in the heart. I'm Texas bread. When I die, I will be Texas dead. Lay me down in that ground, put my name on a stone. To hell with heaven, I'm staying home. Thank you. All right, thank you guys for coming out. I haven't been at the Mucky Duck in a couple years, and it's really nice to be back. Thanks for coming out. I got a new record that's going to come out in any day now, to be honest. The record is done. It's mixed and mastered. I'm waiting on the artwork. I should have it in the next day or so. I've decided not to be cute with the release, like a single here and then wait 3 months and a single there. I'm just going to take all 11 songs and press upload, and the whole thing's going to come out at the same time. So no more games. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. So I'm excited about it. And I think I'm just going to call it John Baumann, which is my name. And I don't know why. Maybe I can't think of anything more creative. Anyhow, this is a song from that record. This is called That's What Friends Are For. The first verse talks about Guy Clark and Towns Van Zandt. I'll just play the song. How about that? Just want to say real quick, I've got my set list down here, and I tried to draw a duck, and I'll show it to you guys later, but my duck looks like a sick dinosaur, and not in a cool way either. A guy in town's worth thick as thieves, from Tennessee to the Texas coast, cutting on cassettes, rolling cigarettes, and running from their own separate ghosts. When towns went down, guys sang from the pulpit, a song for the late troubadour. You can always call old friends, 'cause that's what friends are for. I heard you lost your dear old dog after 13 years by your side. I know your truck, it feels empty now when you're going for a ride. He's up in heaven now where all of them dogs go, dreaming on God's golden shore. He'll be the first to greet you when it's your time to go, 'cause that's what friends are for. Here's to those that we haven't met yet. Here's to those who've gone before. Tonight we'll toast their memory, 'cause that's what friends are for. My wife and I, we have some good friends. Their name's Brett and Candace, and we hang out quite a bit. This is some years ago, but we were in Austin, and we were at this nightclub on South First in Austin, and Brett and Candace had just gotten married, and Candace, she couldn't find her wedding ring all of a sudden, so we spent the next 45 minutes crawling around on the floor of this nightclub with our phone lights looking for this wedding ring. And if you want to know what not looking cool looks like, that's exactly it. I'll let the song tell the rest of the story. Remember when you lost your ring in that nightclub on South First? Place was packed, the odds were stacked, you were ready crawled all night long with our phone lights on. We scanned every inch of that floor. We all laughed when you found it in your purse. That's what friends are for. That's what friends are for. All right. Thank you, guys. Yeah, it had just fallen off and landed in her purse. I don't know how that happens, but I'm part of this band. We only tour like once in a blue moon, but it's been some of the best times of my life. Maybe some of the drunkest too, but it's a band called Panhandlers. It's myself and William Clark Green and Josh Abbott. Yeah, thanks. And Cleto Cordero, and I'm grateful they asked me to come along for the journey. It's been 6 years of Panhandlers. We started making a record in 2019 and put our first record out a year later, 2020. Best time for new music ever, and best time for everyone, really. The last 2 winters, we've done 2-week tours, and we've done the House of Blues here, and some of the most fun shows have been at that House of Blues in downtown, and super grateful for it. This is a song that got on a big show called Yellowstone, and when the guys and gals from Yellowstone were asking who wrote the song, they thought I wrote it, and I can totally understand that. But the truth is, I didn't write this song, and it was really hard to tell them the truth because I was really excited about that royalty money. But my buddy Charlie Stout wrote it, and if you know who Charlie Stout is, congrats. He's awesome. He's an awesome photographer and songwriter and a great mind and a great hang, and I love him very much. We also wrote a song that's on my last record called Border Radio, and Charlie's just awesome. But this is a Charlie Stout song that's helped give the Panhandlers some more momentum, and I'm grateful for it. Lately I've been thinking I could leave this town, cut back on my drinking, stop this running around, playing songs till after midnight, staying up till dawn. But there's something in the dust and wind that keeps me hanging on, and I never thought I'd live to see the day I say goodbye. I ain't crying, that's West Texas in my eye. I'll be your blue-eyed bandit if you be my renegade. Count 1,000 tumbleweeds, they roll by me every day. I like to grow rose and stow it in that desert sage, like a message in a bottle floating down the open plains, where the auto estacado rises up to meet the sky. I ain't crying, that's West Texas in my eye. Well, I've seen the thunderheads descend and rip into the ground, the twisted hand of heaven spreading terror all around, sending farmers into a deeper debt, ranchers to the grave, where towers they mark the end of time with a slowly spinning blade, till the water table falls below the reach of humankind. I ain't crying, that's West Texas in my eye. been thinking I could leave this town. Cut back on my drinking, I will stop this running around. Playing songs till after midnight, staying up till dawn. But there's something in the dust and wind that keeps me hanging on. And I never thought I'd live to see the day I say goodbye. I ain't crying, that's West Texas in my eye. I ain't crying, that's West Texas in my eye. All right, thank you. I want to say what's up to my buddy Shelton back there. I am so lazy and never put new strings on my guitar, and Shelton came through here about 2 hours before showtime and cleaned up my guitar very nice for me, so thank you, buddy. It sounds awesome. Yeah. Every immigrant town down here seemed to grow a little every day. More and more coming on down to South Texas way. You can see this place from space now. Sore eyes, it's a sight. We got the water tower and a camper van and waving flag at night. You gotta get you a room, get you aboard. Gotta go on down to that Eagle Ford. They got the milk and they got the honey. They got lots and lots of money, my Lord. You guys have probably figured out that this song is not one, but two total chords the whole time. I've had probably 30 band members over the years, and they always bitch at me about this song. Oh, do we have to play that one? It's so boring. I'm like, shut up, guys. I'm making your job so easy. You could do this shit in your sleep. Whatever. If you're a blue-collar boy, we gonna get you in a slicker suit. For all you white-collar women, how about a company car and the rural route? You did not need a hearing aid to hear that sound playing boom. You just pack your bags wherever you are and you line out for that fume. You gotta get you a room, get you aboard. Gonna go on down to that Eagle Ford. They got the milk and they got the honey. They got lots and lots of money, my Lord. Well, I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, and I heard that. Grew up in San Antonio, Texas, and the girl I dated in high school, she lived 3 doors down from me, which was incredibly convenient for reasons that should be obvious. And when we graduated from high school, she got accepted to the very prestigious Texas Tech University, and my grades in high school were so bad I had to go to 3 different community colleges just to get my GPA up to go to South Plains College in Levelland, Texas, which is like 40-minute drive from Lubbock. And I got there a semester later than she did, and by the time I got there, I learned the hard way, no pun intended, how much she loved the Greek system, and that was a bitter pill to swallow. This is not a PC show, guys. This is not a PC show. Anyhow, after a semester of kind of understanding how busy she'd been, if you know what I mean, I decided that I really didn't want to be in the South Plains or Lubbock, Texas anymore, so I moved to Fort Worth, and I went to school at TCU, and there you go, thank you very much, yeah. TCU also went to the national championship a few years ago. We won every single Saturday. Hypno-toed in a hurry, went to the Fiesta Bowl, had some beers with Robert Griffin III, and then 1 week later we went to the national championship and we got our asses handed to us 65-7 by the Georgia Bulldogs. That was a long and painful weekend. Anyhow, when I graduated, I did what every proud college graduate does. I moved back in with my parents. People talk about the freshman 15, but they never talk about the move back in with mom and dad 25. And 25 pounds is easy to put on when there's beer in the fridge and there's food in the pantry. And this was back when Netflix was coming on physical DVDs. And there was this one particular DVD I was really fond of called The Big Lebowski. And I started noticing the dude is always drinking White Russians. And I started thinking, I need to start drinking White Russians too. But I didn't realize it's a high-caloric beverage. It's milk and Kahlua and vodka, and you can really stack the pounds on. This whole time, I'm supposed to be looking for a job, but my degree is in radio, television, and film, and there are no lucrative job opportunities at the entry level with a degree like that. But there's this oil field south of San Antonio called the Eagle Ford, and no, it is not a car dealership. It is an oil field, and I thought, I'm gonna go down there and make myself some honest money. And then I thought, man, there's food in the pantry, there's beer in the fridge, Netflix is coming on DVDs, and this White Russian tastes pretty good. I love it here. I'm gonna stay at my parents' house forever. And a few years went by and I met a girl and we got married. And a few years went by, we had a little boy. His name is Leon. He just started kindergarten. His middle name is Maverick, and if you're wondering, the answer is hell yes. He's named after America's greatest naval aviation fighter pilot. A couple years after that, we had 2 babies at the same time. That's called having twins. And on this very day, August 28, 2025, it makes me proud to say that all 5 of us are still living at my parents' house. Woo! I tell this story, and people lately have been getting really freaked out, thinking that I'm telling the truth. The answer is no, I don't live with my parents' house. I like a cheap thrill, you know. Well, I've been scrapping down in San Antonio, trying to get a really good start. But you can't do jack these days with a degree in the liberal arts. Given the economy, I need to make a few dollars and make a few cents. Don't you know I am getting pretty darn sick and tired of living with my parents? I wanna give me a room, give me a board. Wanna go on down to that Eagle Ford. They got the milk and they got the honey. They got lots and lots of money. Gotta get you a room. Gotta go on down to that Eagle Ford. They got the milk, they got the honey, they got lots and lots of money, my Lord. And that is my story, my whole life story. There you go. Thank you very much. All right. It's all downhill from here. All downhill from here. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you noticed, I have some merch back there, and on one of the shirts, it says, I saw John Baumann, and it was pretty good. I also have some bumper stickers that say, I saw John Baumann, and it was pretty good. And after 13 or 15 years of doing this, I've decided that I don't want to be great. I just want to be pretty good. I want to be a little sweaty and a little pitchy, and I want my guitar to be, I want you guys to have to watch this to see how painful this is. I want you to suffer with me. So thank you very much. I hope you leave here tonight saying, yeah, it was pretty good. And the cool thing about pretty good is it can go 1,000 different ways. And here we go. This is a song called Long Shots. There's a 1,000-pound thoroughbred in stall number 12. He's kicking dust under his mane. Well, he's got blinders on his eyes, so there's no looking back. He'll be gunning from the outside lane. Down the back stretch he comes, 10,000 to 1. Oh, it looks like he's breaking all through. Can't count out the long shots. Long shots got chances too. They're a scrappy young clubhouse, a single A washouts. Out west they're playing Pecos League ball. Part-time roughnecks, truck driving for paychecks, but thinking they might get the call. They're just a moment away from moving back up, maybe making a big league debut. Can't count out the long shots. Long shots got chances too. You can't count out the dog or the dark horse, that boxer who's bloody and blue. Can't count out the long shots. Long shots got chances too. She's 5'9" and she is blue-eyed and she is smart as a whip. She works as a lawyer downtown. They're over and done with since 3 weeks ago. I've had my ear to the ground. Well, she's out of my league, but she's out of his life. What else is a gambler to do? Can't count out the long shots. Long shots got chances too. All right, thanks. Yeah, thank you. I love my wife very much. She's awesome. A lot of times people are like, is your wife coming to the show? And, you know, my wife really doesn't come to the shows, especially after having kids. And my wife's like, why do people ask you that? Like, you don't come to my work. And, yeah, that's a good point. A lot of times I'll come home on like, I'll get in late on a Friday night or Saturday morning or late Sunday night, whatever. I get in late and I'll be kind of sluggish the next day. And I'll be like, hey, I kind of need to take it easy for a couple hours until I kind of come to, if you know what I mean. And my wife, she's not very sympathetic. She'd be like, oh, poor baby. Does your tummy hurt from drinking too many beers with your friends at your show? Or she'd be like, oh, does your hand hurt from playing your guitar for your friends? And anyhow, I have another voice I use, but I'm trying to be a little more politically correct with that. It's just my wife, man. You'd have to be there to understand it. Anyhow, my wife, she's awesome, and this is a song I wrote for her. And I put it, this is 11-song record, brand new, this new record's 11 songs, and this is the 10th track, and it's a test. It's a test to my wife to see if she's going to make it this far into the record. And I got to be honest, like, I don't think she's going to make it. And so everybody's going to be in on the secret except her, but I'll know. Anyhow, this is called Johnny Hit the Jackpot, and I wrote this song when I was in my yacht rock era, which I am still in my yacht rock era. I'm loving it. I heard a rumor that they got rid of yacht rock radio on XM, or maybe they just moved the location of the channel. I don't know did they get rid of it? It's just moved. Okay, so it's somewhere else out there? Okay, that's good. All right. That's good. All right. So this is a song for my wife that she'll never hear. It's no secret that I love you. It's no secret that I am yours. I will tell the whole world over, and then tell them all once more. Nobody radiates like my baby did. Ray of golden sun when the light won't shine through. Y'all might think I'm alright, but have you ever met my girl? Old Johnny hit the jackpot, and he's here to tell the world. Stalled out in frustration, searching for the words. It's no easy occupation, making something she deserves. 'Cause nobody captivates like my baby did. Eyes just like diamonds when they're looking right through you. Y'all might think I'm alright, but have you ever met my girl? Old Johnny hit the jackpot, and he's here to tell the world. Woo! While she's at home putting twins to bed and reading Shel Silverstein to my son, I'm out here playing guitar. Rockstar Live. Well, soft Rockstar Live. I'm a soft rock. I'm a soft yacht rocker. Put me in the pulpit. You gotta take me to the stand. Let me shout it with a megaphone and a second line band. And nobody duplicates what my baby did. The good Lord outdid himself. Even he would say it too. Y'all might think I'm alright, but have you ever met my girl? Old Johnny hit the jackpot, and he's here to tell the world. Old Johnny hit the jackpot, and he's here to see if his wife will make it to track 10. All right, thanks everybody. How's everyone doing this evening? Good. Thanks for coming. I've got my set list here. I do not know a lot of the songs I have written. I've had a lot of times over the last couple of years where I've had people bring me the lyrics off Google on stage, so I'm hesitant to ask for a request if anybody wants to hear anything. Good, no requests. That's good. That's good. That's good. Makes things easy. That makes things easy. In a couple weeks, me and the Panhandlers and a bunch of other folks are going to do a benefit for folks in the Texas Hill Country that were affected by the floods. And I think a lot of that money is going to go to the Heavens 27 group. And obviously, the degrees of separation on that are 1 and 2. And it's such I couldn't believe it. I have a friend, Avery Tomas. I went to Camp Rio Vista in Ingram, and started going there in 1998, and was a camper and then a counselor, and I'm very close with the Hawkins family, and we would have summer camp dances at Mystic, and I knew the Eastland boys, and I ran into Britt and Edward in March, and just been pretty disgusted with a lot of the rhetoric and things I've seen about all that, and I'm not here to talk about it. I just super sad and super busted up over it. And I know tonight Robert O'Keen's raising a bunch of money for great causes out there. I was so sick of just sitting at home. I went and got my band van and picked up a bunch of furniture from people that were donating furniture and drove it out there. And I'm so grateful to see how Texans have really rallied for their neighbors. And anyhow, I don't have a great point here to make. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I don't have a great point to make. I just super disappointed and sad and hate it. And I think the Texas summer camp is the greatest thing ever. And my biggest thing is, no matter how you feel about it, I just think we should continue to support all those summer camps out there because, yeah, thanks. For starters, get some time for mom and dad again, but it's such a wonderful thing for the kids to get away from the screens and be with other kids and really learn and evolve and develop. And my son will be old enough to start summer camp next year, but I know we'll be doing family weekend, and we're going to do everything we can to help out our Vista family and Camp Stewart and La Junta, and I hope all these camps come back and are thriving again because that's a wonderful tradition. I hate to see it go by the wayside. Anyhow, this song has nothing to do with that, really, kind of. This song is called Boys Town, and let me just get my quick joke in real fast. I always joke before this song, if you have young families or Instagram accounts, there's a great place to go. It's called Boys Town. That's a joke because that's a terrible place to take your family. Thank you very much. Anyhow, that's my joke. I got out of the way. I wrote this song because back at Rio Vista, back in the 40s and 50s, Rio Vista has been a camp that's been around for 100 years. Counselors would back before things got tight and regulated, and they would get on horseback and go down to Mexico. Counselors would on their off time, and not the safest or most practical or healthiest thing, but hey. That's living sometimes. So I wrote this song called Boys Town, and I remember my father-in-law was front row at a show, and he heard me sing this song, and I thought, well, shit, I wish he wasn't here tonight, but... Rode stolen horses down to Mexico one August afternoon. I've been working at a guest ranch since the dark days of June. I spent the season in a stable, taking riders in and out, longing for the woman worth riding home about. So I'm going down to Boys Town while I still can. It's got a reputation, but I don't give a damn. All men have their demons, I've got mine, but that's not why I rode across the Rio Grande this time. Saddle up, stirrups down, I'm going to Boys Town. I first met Alejandra on the street outside Selena's, blindsided by her beauty and her broken English. I think of her too often in the flesh above the covers. It kills me to imagine her undressing for another. So I am going down to Boys Town while I still can. It's got a reputation, but I don't give a damn. All men have their demons, and I've got mine. That's not why I rode across the Rio Grande this time. Saddle up, stirrups down, I'm going to Boys Town. I rode down with Gordo, with Dallas, Jake, and Jack. They're barking at a crescent moon. They're drinking whiskey from a flask. On the streets south of Laredo, they're counting dollars and their dimes. They ask, why are you so quiet? I've got other things in mind. 'Cause I'm going down to Boys Town while I still can. It's got a reputation, but I don't give a damn. All men have their reasons, and I've got mine. And I ain't coming back without her by my side this time. Saddle up, stirrups down, I'm going to Boys Town. I'm going to Boys Town. All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, this is I don't know how we're doing on time here. I want to get you guys out of here on time. I want to respect the time here. Oh, that's very kind. I've become such a good boy since having 3 kids. I'm usually asleep by like 9:45 on a night like tonight. I'm really proud of myself. Now Saturday's a different story, and that's where this song was born from. Like a night like tonight, I'll drive back to Austin. And I'll get in at like 12:30, so I'll have But a lot of nights I get in at like 1:30 or 1:45, and I try to make last call at like a neighborhood bar type situation, and like it's not great because you just can't ever settle in it for a last call. And I've come to find there's one place I can drink that's open all the time, and it's the bar at my house. The bar at my house is always open, and I need to record this song, and maybe someday I will. Maybe someday. So here we go. Feeling jazzy at the Mucky tonight. The door guy at the violet sky, he has just flipped the switch. A quarter hour after last call, he's ready to ditch. It's drinks down, we're closing now, but I do not mind going, 'cause the bar at my house is always open. I've been shown the door at 4, New York and New Orleans. Yeah, the bar at my house is always open. I got a year's worth of beer, no time constraints, no cover charge and no complaints. Saying, thank God there's a place I can still smoke in. I got shakers and strainers, I got off the barrels and limes, I got JVC speakers, Coors neon sign. Yeah, the bar at my house is always open. I wrote the song after my wife got super pissed at me for drinking all night long. I should have gotten up with the kids, but my kids wake up at 5:30 in the morning. And I don't want to watch Miss Rachel, and I don't want to watch Paw Patrol, especially when I'm hungover. Down at Tino's Tequila Lounge, it might look like El Dorado. Yeah, that was made up. But I'm not too far behind with my golden shell for Reposado. And it might be landlocked, but it can't take you straight to the ocean. Yeah, the bar at my house is always open. I got a year's worth of beer, no time constraints, no cover charge and no complaints. And thank God there's a place I can still smoke in. I got shakers and strainers, I got rum and moonshine, a pool table and keys, some sangria wine. Yeah, the bar at my house is always open. In the words we're closing, they are never spoken. Yeah, 'cause the bar at my house is always open. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Yeah. How about that for an introduction? That's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I got some. Keep plugging my merch. I'm not doing it to sell any of it. I'm honestly running quite low. But I do have some shirts over there. They say Doty on them, DOTY. And if you follow me on Instagram, or if you look closely at the shirts, you would see that the Doty stands for Dad of the Year. And when I'm not bar at my housing, I do consider myself a Dad of the Year candidate. And if you look closely at the shirt, you'll notice it's a dad. It's a pedestrian style dad. You know, pedestrian like in a walkway sign, and he's holding like a baby, but the dad's got like a pot belly, and it's just those little things, man. You know, it's pretty funny, I think, and yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, thank you. All right. Okay, that's the last merch plug. For the next one, yeah. Let's see here. This is a song about trying to make it in the music business, and I told you guys about like working at a call center and that not working out. I've also worked at HEB. That didn't work out. I was late all the time. This was when I was like 16. I was the worst bagger ever. I also worked at a Papa Noel's Christmas tree farm. Very first Christmas tree I ever tied on top of a minivan came off and caught on fire on 1604 in San Antonio. I worked at Uncle Barney's, which is a restaurant on Blanco Road, and they let me go after eating chicken nuggets in the kitchen. Let's see, I tried to valet cars in college. That didn't work out because I'd party, and then I couldn't. They'd have valets at the churches and want you to valet cars for people, and I didn't last very long doing that because I was out partying. So I am a terrible employee. Don't hire me. But the great thing about this gig is I'm pretty much unfireable unless I say something stupid up here, which is very likely.
But it's nice to work for myself. I love it. I've been doing this full time for a decade, and it's so fun. I just got to do a great tour up through West Texas and New Mexico and Colorado, and just loved it, man. Just me and my SUV listening to yacht rock, and I have no complaints. I'm grateful. Everything about this business is wonderful, except for when you get asked to play gigs at HEB. And that's no shade to HEB, but that's a gig you don't want to put on your website. You want to keep that shit secret. There was a gal, she worked for Bud Light. She needed a band for 45 minutes to play in the produce section of this HEB one Tuesday afternoon. And we always work like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if you get a Tuesday gig, you're like, yes, this is awesome. But I didn't want to run into anybody I knew because that's not cool. She worked for Bud Light. We were in front of all these Bud Light surfboards and boxes and whatnot. And, yeah, when that gig was over, I was so happy because I didn't see a single person I knew. And I said goodbye to the band. Thanks for doing this with me. I got my check. I put it in my back pocket. I went out to my car, turned the ignition on, opened up my phone, and I had all these texts from friends saying, John, congrats on the HEB gig, dude. We're so proud of you. And I was like, how do they know I've been doing this? And they were like, you look good, you're a little sweaty, and you sound good, you're a little pitchy, but we're just so proud of you for following your dreams. And turns out the gal from Bud Light, she had live streamed it on the corporate Facebook page, and like 10,000 people had tuned in, and the cat was out of the bag. That's what we did that day. That was tough. And there was one particular moment, and it lives deep in the internet somewhere on YouTube. But there's a moment where this lady, she's a little older. She's on one of those rascal scooters going through the produce section of the grocery store, and she's got one hand on the handlebar of the rascal scooter, and she's got one hand over her ear because she can't stand what we're playing. And I don't blame her because you go to the grocery store, it's like Phil Collins, Steve Winwood, Ace of Base, Savage Garden, Where Have Paula Cole, the theme from Dawson's Creek. These are the grocery store songs, and you see four dudes in skinny jeans. It's uncomfortable. So that was a day, and a week after that, we opened for Willie Nelson, and it was just like, wow, a lot can change in a week. And this is back in 2015 and 16, and I actually got to do a couple shows with Willie last year, and I've done 8 shows with Willie, and the first 6 times I never met him, and the 7th time we opened for him, it was in Baumann last year, and his wife Annie's got him pretty protected, so you got to wear a mask on stage. And I'm back there like drinking wine out of a Solo cup, pulling my mask down. I get a tap on the shoulder, and it's Willie's wife Annie, and she's like, "Well, do you want to say hi?" And I'm just like, man, I've opened this show. This is the 7th time, and I'm finally getting to meet him. And she pulls me back, and she's like giving him a massage in this little black tent behind the drum kit. And I just had the stupidest look on my face. I was so happy. I got to meet Willie, and got a picture framed in my office. Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks. Yeah, super cool. Yeah. Super grateful for things like that. Anyhow, a week after the first time my band and I opened for Willie, we were playing a teachers' convention book fair. So you go HEB, you go Willie, and you go book fair. And I just tell this story to tell you that it's not always all good in the business. It's one of these things. So all that to say, I love it, and thank you for being here with me tonight. It means a lot. Hopefully you've had a wonderful time. I've had a wonderful time. Here's a song called Here I Come about trying to make it in the music business.
When I was a young boy, my father asked what I want to be. I said I want to be a Flatlander, Jimmy Dale, Butcher Ely. I want to play guitar and sing and make the people stomp the floor. I want to ride the best of the best and be a High Plains troubadour. He bought a beat-up Takamine for me on my 14th birthday, with a couple of Terry Allen tapes I play to every day. Started writing songs that sucked on the surface and cliche. I must have wrote 200 bad ones before a good one came my way. Now I'm damn near almost 30 with this trailer to load. My name is misspelled on the marquee 500 miles down the road. My skin is so much thicker now that I've been in this shit. It's too soon for accolades and it's too late to quit. So here I am, here I come. I've never been much at anything but tying words to a string, picking with 2 fingers and using my ears to sing, looking up at pictures at John T. Floors and Green Hall, paying my respects to the great ones on the wall. I think back on afternoons when this was all just a dream. I still got big ambitions and a head full of steam. As I look at past the curtain, out onto the floor, one day closer to a high plains troubadour. Yeah, I'm damn near almost 40 with this trailer to load. My name is misspelled on the marquee 500 miles down the road. My skin is so much thicker now that I've been in this shit. It's too soon for accolades and it's too late to quit. So here I am, here I come to HEB, to a teachers convention, book fair, and a hotel lobby. Open for Willie Nelson, to the Mucky Dad. So here I am, and here I come. Thank you, guys. Maybe a couple more songs, if that's all right. All right, thanks. Thanks so much. I want to be respectful of your time. College football's back. What's that? Oh, it's only 8:30. I appreciate it. Yeah. College football this weekend. Yeah. This is a song about making every day count. It's called Happy Birthday. I had this guy that worked with me for a long time, maybe 2018 to 2023, maybe a little longer. This big 400-pound guy named Doug Oxenham. He was from Baltimore, Maryland. He would drive me and my band anywhere, anytime. And I can remember once we played in Houston, and then we had to go play in Lubbock at noon the next day. And he drove us through the night. And one time he drove us from Ruidoso to Austin. He drove us through the night. Just hell of a guy. And tour managed, sold merch, advanced shows, did it all. And he passed away earlier this summer, 37 years old, and such a bummer. And I sing this song for my buddy Doug. I'm grateful for my time with him. You should take your wife out dancing and remind her that she's always been the North Star, the lighthouse that guides you back in. And you should call up your old man, see if he's up for having a beer. Do it while you can, you don't know when it'll longer be here. You should know nobody's got a dead guarantee. You should know as you age, time is gathering speed. You can't slow it down, you can't turn it around. Nobody gonna get a rerun. Make it count on the next ride around the sun. You should ask for the forgiveness and forgive others in return. There's no sense in building a bridge just to let it burn. Don't you fret over some treasure, be grateful for the journey you're on. There is nothing that you can take with you, your time is gone. You should know nobody's got a dead guarantee. You should know as you age, time is gathering speed. You can't slow it down, you can't turn it around. Nobody gonna get a rerun. Make it count on the next ride around the sun. Oh, make it count. You should know nobody's got a dead guarantee. You should know as you age, time is gathering speed. You can't slow it down, you can't turn it around. Nobody gonna get a rerun. Make it count on the next ride around the sun. Oh, make it count on the next ride around the sun.
All right. How about some brevity? Or some levity? How about that? How about that? Here's a silly song about my favorite food. Is that okay if I play this for you guys? Y'all are going to think this is the dumbest thing ever. Well, I don't mean to shock or surprise, but my last meal will be a burger and fries. You gotta butter the bun, you gotta blacken the patty, load it up with jalapenos, bring it to daddy. Cut up the taters, curly or straight, put some Hunts or Heinz down on the plate. No need for a fork or spoon or knife, I just eat it all up, and I call it life. I don't need no champagne, caviar, no Swiss fondue from a Michelin star. In this world there is nothing finer than a grand round from a down-home diner. When I take my seat at my last supper table, you better believe I'll be willing and able. One last time before I die, tell the doc I want a burger and I want french fries. I think this is gonna be a smash hit for Keith Urban. I've been to Sonic McDonald's, I've been to Dairy Queen, I've been to Texas Burger, I've been to Burger King, I've had the Juicy Lucy, the Hungry Farmer, been to Chris Madrid's, I've had the High Plains Charmer, been to In-N-Out and back again, I've been to Whataburger, I've been to Dan and Friends, I've had the Ring of Fire, I've had the Carnivore, Okie Onion Fried, I just want one more. I don't need no champagne, caviar, the Swiss fondue from a Michelin star. In this world there is nothing finer than a grand round from a down-home diner. When I take my seat at my last supper table, you better believe I'll be willing and able. One last time before I die, tell the doc I want a McGonigel's Mucky Duck Burger and french fries. Woo-hoo. Kenny Chesney loves Gulf Moon, well he's gonna love the cheeseburger song too. Well, come to think of it, I probably had 1,000,000 turns of a french fry, well, probably 1,000,000,000. You are what you eat, but I am just a man who knows just what he wants between his hands. Now, I ain't trying to be cute or be clever, I just know what I like, and I love it forever. I'm like Jimmy Buffett down in paradise. I ain't worried about the cow who sacrificed. I don't need no champagne, caviar, no Swiss fondue from a Michelin star. In this world, there's nothing finer than a ground around from a down-home diner. When I take my seat at my last supper table, you better believe we're willing and able one last time before I die. Tell the doc I want a burger, I want french fries, and a big old glass of Cabernet, and a pack of Parliament Lights and some gummy worms, if you know what I mean. Woo! Thank you, Mucky Duck, for having me. My name is John Baumann. It's been a great time. Thank you, everybody.